Hey everyone, Awais here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to tell you that one issue which I was facing recently. So I able to resolve it after some hours of hard work, and now I want to share that journey with you, so that if in the future someone else will face the same issue, he or she don't have to spend that much time. So basically I resolved it with the help of Chatgpt. So in this video I will also cover that how Chatgpt helped me to resolve this issue, and there will be another concept which will be covered in this video, and that is related to app scripts which are app script which are present in Google Docs. So let's continue. So basically issue which I was facing, it was that this is my Google Docs page where I enter my monthly budgets and log them. So let's not go into other details that why I am using Google Docs and not other solutions, like many mobile apps are also present for this thing. So let's not go into details for those things. So I use Google Docs for my monthly budgets, and here you can see that I have 4 columns: and expense, date, amount, description, and category. So the issue which I was facing, that even from mobile and from the web, whenever I want to enter some amount, then I want that I don't have to enter expense date for that thing. Like for example, let me make another sheet for this, and here we have expense date, and here we have an amount. So what I wanted to do, that whenever I enter some amount, then I don't have to enter date for that amount. So it should be entered automatically by the system. So this was the issue which I was facing. So I asked ChatGPT to help me for this, to resolve this issue. So what I first of all, I started asking ChatGPT that I have 2 columns, date and amount, give me an Excel formula. So what I was thinking, that there will be some Excel formula for this, and with the help of that formula I will be able to resolve this. But actually that wasn't the case. As I asked ChatGPT about the Excel formula, so the solution it started to give me was related to Excel formula. But then as we move forward, ChatGPT realizes that this problem will not be solved with the help of Excel formula, and we have to go to some other solution. I helped ChatGPT in realizing this, that this is not the actual solution which you are providing me. You have to think out of the box and think some other things as well. So I explained my problem to ChatGPT, and it gave me some this kind of formula, that if B2 is not equal to is not empty, then enter now. Basically this is a function now current date and time in current column, and else in else case empty. So it asked me to enter this formula here in this expense date. Like for example, in here A column, that if the B column relevant adjacent column will be there will be some value in this column, then automatically this value will be populated with the current date and time. So logically, if we see this, we will think that yeah, this solution should work perfectly. But as I went through, this wasn't the perfect solution. So the main issue here was in this case was with this now function. So whenever we enter some value in any cell on here, in any cell, you can in any cell in any row, whenever that value is entered, then what Google Docs does, it recalculates all the cell values. So in this recalculation, what Google Docs does, it updates all those cells where we have applied this now function. So basically what it was doing, that whenever I will enter any value in amount, it will update expense date, and whenever I delete, for example, I am updating this 6th row amount. So what I am expecting is that only a column of this 6th row will be updated. But what actually it was doing, it was updating even the 2nd row date column, 3rd row date column, 4th row dot column. So that was the issue with this now function. So it wasn't the perfect solution for this. So I applied this. So but then I asked him that you are giving me some hard coded value, like you are asking giving me B2 here, but B2 here, what so this formula will only work for 2nd row. What if I want to apply, but I want to apply this formula for all rows? So what solution it gave me, it suggested me that I will write this formula here on this 2nd row, and then this using this Excel feature, I will drag and drop, and then it will work perfectly for for all rows as well. Like then when I will use this extend feature, this formula will automatically adjust itself for the respective row. So this was the perfect solution given to me by ChatGPT, and it helped me to learn something new about this feature of Google Docs. As you guys already know that I'm not that much familiar with Excel, and I am mostly doing coding stuff. Like as you can see in my history of ChatGPT, that mostly what kind of things I get help from ChatGPT, and mostly what kind of things I Google. It is related to Docker or Visual Studio or C hash, VB.NET, JavaScript, jQuery, Node.js. So these are the mostly things which I Google. So I'm not that much master uh, in Google Docs. Let me clear all these rows which I have. So we move forward. This was the correct suggestion which was given to me by ChatGPT, and then I asked the ChatGPT that how can I get the current row in the Excel formula. So what I was thinking that in this hard-coded value here in this formula, I just have to make this row value dynamic, and that's it. But that wasn't the case. ChatGPT suggested me that I can use row function to get the current row, and then it gave me some other suggestions as well. I asked ChatGPT that your solution is not working. This formula has one issue, that whenever I am updating or removing any value in amount column, it is updating all rows basically. So as I already mentioned, the issue was with the now function. So this wasn't the case. Then it also gave me one urgent. I asked ChatGPT that how can I get next adjacent cell, and it gave me this offset function, that with the help of this offset function we can reach any row and any cell belonging to any row or any column from the current cell. So this was an also a good increase into my knowledge. And then what we did forward, but still here in this I was stuck, that I wasn't able to understand that actually issue was with this now function and not so. But I was thinking that the issue is with the formulas which ChatGPT is suggesting. But the main problem is ChatGPT was also not able to understand that this now function should have a problem. So moving forward, the ChatGPT was also giving me suggestions again and again, and those formulas included this now function. So basically, when I was tired, I again asked ChatGPT question that I have tried all the formulas which you have suggested. Then I give suggestion to ChatGPT that I think the issue is with this now function. Whenever I update or delete value in amount column, all rows in date column updates as well with latest now function value. So here comes the turning point. When I gave some suggestion to ChatGPT that the issue may be with the now function, then ChatGPT realizes yes, you are correct. Yes, you are correct, and the issue is with the now function. And the reason that why the issue was with the now function, I have already explained that. So then it gave me suggestion that you should try a Visual Basic Editor, or you can say VBA macros. But then I googled it, and it was asking me that you can open this macro by using this shortcut key using Visual Basic Editor. But then I think I asked that I'm using Google Docs, but as I remember, I already told, so maybe I don't told ChatGPT. So it was supposing that I'm using Microsoft Excel, but I was not using Microsoft Excel. I was using Google Docs on cloud. So when I told ChatGPT that I'm using Google Docs on cloud, then it realizes, and it said that Visual Basic Editor is not available on Google Docs, and then you have to use app script feature which is present in Google Docs. So it gave me one function. What this function does, it we basically, let me show you where we can go to for this app script. From here, extensions, app script button, we can get this we can go to this app script function, and here we can create a new project, or we can also add libraries or services to our current project. So ChatGPT suggested me this function here, and this function and what this function does, it gets whenever we will edit any cell, this callback function will be called, and in this callback function it will get a range, it will get a current column, it will get a current row, and if column is 2, if column 2, then it will get a sheet, and it will update date value on the corner. So basically, what theoretically what this function will do whenever we will update this amount column. That's why here there is a check that here it is a check that a column should be equal to 2. Column 2 means this amount column. So whenever we will have any update in this amount column, it will update expense date column accordingly with this value. So what this function was doing, it was inserting only date value in the column. So then I asked, but then I was facing this issue that reading the type error cannot read properties of undefined reading range. So here basically this e was undefined e dot range. So maybe this e was not supposed to be undefined if we will run this function from this Google Docs. But what I was doing is this that I was pasting my run function here, and I was running this from here, from this run button or from this debug button. And obviously here we will not have any event, so this e will be undefined. So what I did, that I entered one if condition here. Then if e exists, then go further, else do nothing. And I added this if condition. And then one other issue which I was facing, that I also wanted to get current date along with the current time here in AM PM format. So that way then I asked Chatgpt for that, and he subsequently gave me those solutions as well. And here I suggested that Chatgpt that if we will add if condition around e, then we will not face any error, and Chatgpt applauded me for that. One other issues were I was facing one other issue as well, that it was suggesting me to get modify this in such a way that it's time as well. I asked the Chatgpt that give me time as well in this, and then it suggested me some other solution. But here in this solution, the issue was with this, that sheet dot get spreadsheet time zone. This was undefined. I threw this. Then one other helper which Chatgpt, that whenever we are this execution will be done, like for example, whenever I will enter any value here on this cell, the execution will be done. This function will be run, and we will have one new execution here in this execution section. So here right now these much executions we have present, and we can also see execution logs here. So this thing also helped me to, so basically what we can do is we can log our things there, like at right now on this line number 7 I have logged current row number. We can log anything, and with these logs we will be able to understand that what is actually issue we are facing, and either this function is being run or not. So with this log, and in the end I should move forward. And this was the latest solution which I got from the Chatgpt, that sheet dot get parent dot get spreadsheet time zone. In this way we can get time zone of the current spreadsheet. And so this is the latest update, that whenever I, for example, I have entered 500, this expense date is updated here, that it belongs to today 9/25. And if I will enter again 100 here, function is called, and here it takes some time. And here we have another date time, that this expense is updated at 29 April 9:42 p.m. So this is the thing, and this was a good solution. This was a good learning journey, and I hope so I have shared all the learnings which I got from this. I have also added this this little code on this gist, and I am adding URL of this gist below in this video. So don't forget to give a start to this gist, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you. Tata.